Hey, Hop listeners, welcome into another great round. Before we get started today, look, you've heard us talk about them. We want to give a shout out to our sponsor, FNX Fitness. Look, guys, FNX has everything you need to optimize your workout routine, multivitamins, super greens, pre-workout, and we all know I'm a fan of their delicious whey protein. Look, I've been away from California. I've been on the East Coast, and before I left, I said to myself, hey, Steven, you know that vanilla milkshake whey protein that you really love? Why don't you toss that in the suitcase? And then myself said to myself, that's ridiculous. Why would we travel with that? Yeah, well, now I have to go buy more FNX protein because I literally can't find another one that tastes half as good. Do yourself a favor. Head over to fnxfit.com and treat yourself. And we're going to help you out. We're going to give you 15% off your purchase. Enter HOPOD15 at checkout. That's HOPOD15 at checkout. Save 15%. Get a great deal and up your protein game. Or like whatever else you buy. Let's grab a drink.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another great round. We are at round 32 of the Hop. Gabe and Steven checking in. Sheesh. What's going on, everybody? We've got another great episode. We are drinking I don't even think we can call them a brewery, Steven.
They're beer overlords. They just drop beer.
They're like beer fairies.
They're like the beer tooth fairy.
Yeah, they just go from place to place. What are we drinking?
We're drinking Stillwater Artisanal Ale. They're a Gypsy brewery, and we're gonna get into all that. And I don't know, maybe you've heard of them, maybe you haven't, but they're brewing beer in this country and other countries all over the place.
Everywhere. They are brewing beer everywhere, which is really awesome to see. They're originally out of Baltimore. We'll get into all of that later. Follow the show, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, send us an email, all that fun stuff. Please follow us on social media, like, comment, subscribe, tell us what you want us to drink. We are here for you. We want you guys to check in, let us know your thoughts.
We are at the HO Podcast on Twitter and Instagram. We are on Facebook and YouTube. You can subscribe to the show on YouTube. And you can send an email to the show, thehopod@gmail.com. That is the place to reach out if you have beer suggestions, brewery suggestions. If you want to send us some beer, that would be sick.
We promise we'll respond. We won't leave you on red.
How you doing, Gabe? How you feeling?
I'm good. I had the day off, so I was just kind of chilled today, and I went for a run outside. It was nice. It's really hot out in good old CT, but hey, it's nice out. I'm sure I got a tan, if not really bad sunburn, because I burn easy. But how are you doing, Steven?
I'm doing great. I could use a beer.
Or 3 or 4.
Or 3 or 4 or 2 or 7.
Yeah, we're in the mood for
we're
some
at that
drinking.
point. Yeah,
we're at that point tonight.
We're in the mood for some drinking, which is good because we have beer in front of us. So let's jump right into the news, and we're kicking things off with Gabe's favorite topic, hard seltzer.
Whoa, yay!
Boston Beer Company has hired a new VP for Truly, their hard seltzer, and they have invested $85 million in their Cincinnati brewery project. So marketing executive Don Lane is the man. He's the new vice president of the Truly hard seltzer brand. According to him, Boston Beer Company is investing, like I said, $85 million to quadruple production at their 90-year-old Cincinnati production brewery. The company has struggled to meet demand for Truly. Truly is, I believe, the second largest growing hard seltzer brand at the moment, so they've had a hard time keeping it on the shelves. We've certainly seen that. Beer stores running out of Truly, having to pivot to White Claw or one of the other ones, so Boston Beer Company is struggling to keep up, and this investment will help ease the pressure. The facility will include 2 new canning lines and enhanced variety packing capabilities, which is important because the variety packs are the number 1 selling SKU of Truly Hard Seltzer.
Damn straight. I see that everywhere. Everyone loves the variety. They want everything. So damn straight.
So with the Cincinnati project and the improvements being made at contract brewing partners, Boston Beer is expecting to double production of their products. That includes not only the Truly Hard Seltzer, but Twisted Tea, yuck, Angry Orchard, it's okay, and Sam Adams. Hey, we like that one.
Hey, good one.
As well as the Dogfish Head Craft Brewery. So they're going to double production of their products by summer of 2021. The project is also creating about 100 new jobs. It's expected to last about 18 months, and it is quoted as the largest brewery investment in the long and storied history of brewing in Cincinnati. So,
I bet Joe Burrow's excited.
Joe Burrow, you better not be drinking beer. Get to work, homie.
That's really cool, though. I'm not a big fan of the seltzers, but all the jobs that they're creating, the money, that's pretty cool to see. So good for them.
Good for them. It's great to see what is, I struggle with calling Boston Beer craft, but they are technically craft beer by some metric. And so it's great to see, a quote unquote craft beer company putting this kind of investment into their products, and also, like you said, creating all those new jobs. Good for them. So look out for more Truly to come.
Truly, am I right? Moving right along, Four Peaks Brewing Company is donating school supplies to 10,000 teachers this summer. Arizona's largest brewery has announced the continuation of their annual fundraiser, which is called Four Peaks for Teachers. It was created in 2011 by the brewer's co-founder, Jim Scussel. The project seeks to help reduce the financial burden on teachers in the Southwest. They're using direct donations and funds raised through beer sales, which is pretty cool. Four Peaks purchases the supplies teachers need most, from scissors, staplers, pencils, paper, all that fun stuff, and they hand them out for free in multiple cities and states. This year, the brewery's goal is to distribute 10,000 kits to teachers in Arizona, New Mexico, and Nevada. Now, customers located outside of Four Peaks' distribution footprint can also make a direct tax-deductible donation to the program if they so choose. The teachers can pick up supply kits in locations around Arizona, as well as several locations in New Mexico, Las Vegas, Nevada as well. And if you want some more information, you can make a donation, or for teachers to reserve a supply kit, visit fourpeaksforteachers.org. And this story and this news proves the fact that beer can help everyone.
Beer can help the kids.
It's what we've been saying, guys. They don't have to drink it, but they can benefit from all the school supplies.
And I love this story because if I could get a little personal for a second, my mother works in a school too, and all the there are teachers around this country who are trying to figure out what they're going to do in the fall. They're in a very precarious place, and not that this initiative really has anything to do with the added stress that teachers are dealing with, but teachers are one of the most hardworking and underpaid professions that we have in this country, and they're critical. And so it's great to see a brewery out there in Arizona trying to make it a little easier on teachers of elementary school students. So
good for you guys.
Beer helping kids.
Beer putting kids in school.
I'm very excited about this next piece of news. Our friends at Rhythm Brewing have released their variation of Black is Beautiful. We did mention, I think, when we had them on the show that they were going to be doing this.
Yes.
I guess we can call her friend of the show, Elisa Bones Mercado.
We love you, Elisa.
And she has teamed up with our other friends over at Two Roads and their head brewmaster, Phil Markowski, to brew her version of the Black is Beautiful beer. It sounds like they had a delightful day together brewing beer. Apparently, her mom showed up at some point. It sounds like it was a whole party.
Those pictures both
expect.
of them posted, I was like, yeah, they're having fun.
I wish we
could have gone. I don't know if they had some sort of event or.
They sure did. The 8 point. So it was her version was an 8.9% ABV Imperial Stout. It was released on July 31st in draft and 4 packs of 16-ounce cans at the Stratford Brewery, and they had a whole day of it. Phil was there, Elisa was there, and they made a big deal of releasing the beer on July 31st. We were not in town, unfortunately, but that was happening, and so Two Roads, 100% of the proceeds of this beer are being split between two different charities that the breweries chose. That's the deal with Black is Beautiful. This beer is all for charity. So Two Roads has donated to the Stratford Education Foundation's grant program to increase the school district's teaching tolerance curriculum, and Elise over at Rhythm Brewing, she being a native of New Haven, Connecticut, she picked the Boys and Girls Club of New Haven. So hers has hit the market. You can get your hands on it while supplies last. And then elsewhere, also Dogfish Head has also released their version of the Black is Beautiful. Theirs is featuring aromatic caramel malt, kiln coffee malt. That's a weird word to say. Chocolate malt, black malt, roasted barley, and organic dark brown sugar to create a deeply complex imperial stout with a range of intricate flavors and aromas. That dark brown sugar, man.
You had me when you said that.
That's a win. It clocks in at 10% ABV, just like the Weathered Souls Imperial Stout that inspired this movement. And as a tangent to this story, Weathered Souls, again, the brewery that started the Black is Beautiful campaign, this past Friday, they gave their $20,000 donation to their local San Antonio chapter of 100 Black Men of America. So they've raised $20,000 off this beer, and that is an organization in San Antonio that provides services to disadvantaged, disenfranchised, and low-income youth and families.
Absolutely incredible.
We're thrilled that Two Roads and Rhythm Brewing, two breweries that have been on the show recently, are releasing their version of this. But I also just zooming out, we've seen beers like this brewed for the fires in Australia. We've seen it brewed for fires in California. We've seen this happen over and over and over again. But this particular beer, the Black is Beautiful Imperial Stout, that campaign is just blowing up, and it's beautiful to see, and I can't wait to get my hands on one or several variations of this and try them.
That's the coolest thing. It's like everywhere you go, you can get the same brand, but different flavors and different aromas and blah, 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 blah. I mean, no two beers are the same as it should be. And so it's just so cool to see. It's really great to see so many breweries coming together and wanting to, not just like being forced to, wanting to be a part of an organization like this.
Yeah, it's just great on so many levels. I can't wait to try it and let you guys know how it was when we do. Anywho,
all right. This may be one of the best beer news stories I've ever get to say, because two of my favorite loves, basketball and beer, are coming together. Deschutes and Jack's Abbey are releasing NBA branded beers for their home teams. And Deschutes Brewery is out of Bend, Oregon. Portland Trailblazers. They will launch the Rip City Lager in partnership with the Portland Trailblazers. Jack's Abbey, which is in Framingham, Massachusetts, is kicking off a 4-year partnership with the Celtics, releasing Pride and Parquet Hoppy Lager, slated to be available throughout New England by early winter. Rip City is the nickname for the Trailblazers. For all you basketball fans out there, they have alternate jerseys that say Rip City on them. The Rip City beer is a 4.8% ABV lager. It's going to launch in September, while the Pride and Parquet clocks in at 5.7. The beers will also follow the release of Mile High City Copper Lager, which is a collaboration between the Denver Nuggets and ABI-owned brewery, the Breckenridge Brewery. Another thing that's really awesome is they have home and away cans. So depending on which ones you get or what packs you can get, the classic home jerseys are usually the white with a little bit of color, whereas it's the away jerseys are the full color of the secondary color of the team. So they have home and away, which is really awesome. This is going to break traditional marketing conventions. Deschutes sales and marketing officer Neil Stewart said he hopes this will offer a unique experience for consumers, giving them the opportunity to save home and away cans for those occasions in order to feel more a part of the action. Mike Breen, tell them how you feel.
Bang! Exclamation point!
Oh, this is so awesome. I need a Toronto-based brewery to get on it and brew some sort of Raptors beer. We could be the, 19 champion stouts lager for the Raptor. I don't know, but we got to get on it.
Sounds like you just named it. So
I could do better.
We're calling
than that.
on every brewery in Toronto.
All 40,000. I don't know how many breweries are in Toronto, but yeah, we need something for the Raptor. We just won the ship last year, so let's get on it.
And finally, in a new segment that I'm considering making a weekly segment called This Week in Gross, Oscar Blues and French's Mustard have collabed on a new mustard beer.
Yeah.
This offering was unveiled in celebration of National Mustard Day, which happens on the first Saturday in August. We do not have time to dissect why that day exists.
That just made my head hurt.
Apparently last year they made a mustard ice cream that was widely popular, and so now they're doing this. French's Mustard beer is infused with key lime, lemon, tangerine, and passion fruit to create a tart, refreshing match for the bright and bold zip of classic yellow mustard, perfect for summertime backyard barbecues. This limited release tropical wheat beer is brewed with French's classic yellow mustard and will be available to order through National Craft Beer Marketplace and platform Craft Shack starting August 1st, so this past weekend. It's also available in certain Oscar Blues brewery taprooms in Boulder and Longmont, Colorado, and in Brevard, North Carolina. For more information on this, or just to see that we are not lying to you, you can visit mustardbeer.com. And here's the thing real quick. I read a lot about this beer. It sounds disgusting, but the people at Oscar Blues know it sounds disgusting, and they were like, look, we know,
okay,
but we promise
all right.
We're gonna make it good. We love a challenge. The spirit of their brewery is all about creativity, and what I'm saying is I would try it.
Thank you, because I kind of feel the same way. I kind of want to try it. I also kind of want to know who's going to make the ketchup version, because
Ew,
we can't have.
God.
But come on now, we can't have mustard without the ketchup. Like, what are we doing?
I really
here?
like mustard, but ketchup. Not that I don't like ketchup in the right circumstance, but you're bordering on Bloody Mary there. That's.
But we're doing mustard.
Okay, well, when it's National Ketchup Day in America, they'll release...
Who decides this shit?
That's what I'm saying. I already said we don't have time to get into it. We don't have time.
Like National Leaf Day, National
I don't know.
Brother and Sister Day. Who's to say? I can't. I kind
of want to try the mustard ice cream, if I'm being honest, but I can't. So, yeah, mustardbeer.com. They bought the URL.
Hey, you know what? Good. They're doing their homework. Good for them.
All right.
Oh, here we go.
I have a toast. Now, this may be a little random, but I don't know about you, Gabe. I'm excited that sports are back.
Oh,
kind of.
Thank God.
And we get to enjoy some basketball and some baseball while supplies last.
Before it gets shut down.
So I'm gonna give us a quote from Babe Ruth as our toast today.
Love it.
From the Babe himself. Sometimes, when I reflect on all the beer I drink, I feel ashamed. Then I look into the glass and think about all the workers in the brewery and all of their hopes and dreams. If I didn't drink this beer, they might be out of work, and their dreams would be shattered. I think it is better to drink this beer and let their dreams come true than be selfish and worry about my liver. Quote from Babe Ruth, baseball legend and beer-guzzling American hero. And thank you to the fine folks at Thrillist for finding that for me.
Big shout out to the great Bambino. That is incredible. I had my eyes got teary. I got teary-eyed. I got emotional. I felt inspired. And I think we should do what Babe Ruth wanted us to do, and that's drink some beers.
so we got ourselves kicking things off. So Stillwater Artisanal Ales. Like we said, they are a Gypsy brewery. So they don't have any brick and mortar location. They were founded in 2010 by Brian Strumke, who is a former DJ.
Internationally renowned DJ.
Yeah,
if you will.
And he basically started brewing crazy shit in his backyard, and now he still does that just all over the globe. But they contract brew with, different places. They work at different breweries. They're able to brew at, anywhere that will basically have them and collab with all kinds of people.
I mean, you kind of don't need the brick and mortar place. I mean, if you can just, hey, can you brew this? Hey, can you brew that? I mean, because not only does that help with, production, but that also helps with distribution. I mean, he's got one beer brewing in this state. He's got another beer brewing in that state. He can reach, everywhere. So
yeah, it's a big collective kind of situation.
Yes, very artsy folk.
To that end, they have tons and tons of beers to choose from. We are kicking things off with their, quote, world famous Pilsner. That's the name of the beer. It is not a world famous beer.
German-style Pilsner, German malt and hops, the most popular style on earth.
That's what they say, and they're probably not wrong. This clocks in at 5% ABV. Beer Advocate has it at an 84. Untapped has it at a 3.77. It first debuted in 2019, and it is part of their year-round series. Now, the color on the SRM chart, I would put it at about a 4 or a 5.
Yes, I would agree. It's see-through. It's very straw-colored yellow. Very, very foamy, cloudy head. It retained nicely. I from both of our glasses, I can see we only have like a centimeter left of it. But when we first poured it, it was there. It sat there for a while.
Stayed for a while.
Yeah, nice lacing around the glass, sticking to it nicely.
And some bubbles coming up from the bottom as well. So decent carbonation.
On the nose, I smell lemon right away.
Yeah, I get all those classic Pilsner things. I definitely get lemon. I definitely get some bread, some doughiness for sure. The yeast comes off it.
It's got that vibe to it. The cracker biscuity maltiness, like all of that we're so used to is all wrapped in one.
Some pepperiness to it.
Like you said, biscuit.
Yeah, like some like toasted sesame seed, mayhaps.
It's early in the morning and you just want a light breakfast and toasted.
This is your morning cereal.
I was gonna say maybe not this, but hey, also this. There are crazier things.
Hey, you never know.
There.
Just like college.
I'm gonna have a bad morning or hair of the dog. We're looking at a German style. We're assuming it's going to be very light due to the fact that it is a Pilsner and it is only 5%. So I say we dive right in.
Yeah, you know what I love is that the citrus hit me first, which it doesn't always with a Pilsner. A lot of times I get the malt first, but this had a nice kind of fruitiness to it, which was really pleasant. And then all the other stuff is there, definitely a lot of the stuff we got off the nose. You get you get a strong malt character. Those German malts are highly present. You get some biscuit, you get some, a little bit of bitterness in the back end.
Mm-hmm. I can't tell what I'm getting hit with first, so I'm just going to say that I got citrus and the biscuity maltness. I wasn't really able to say, oh, there's the citrus, oh, there's the malt. Like, I kind of got them both at once, which is making them kind of mixed together for me, so it tastes like a citrusy, malty forward beer.
Yes.
Which is like weird in a way, but also kind of dope.
It's what I really like about it is that, like I said, a lot of these Pilsners, first of all, it's been a while since we had a Pilsner on the show. I can't remember the last one, but it has been a minute.
Yeah, no idea.
But second of all, a lot of these Pilsners, you get hit with bread and yeast and malt and cereal and grain, and you don't get a lot of those fruity characteristics. It's not a florality. I'm not getting a lot of hops. The hops are very light.
I'm getting more lemon than anything.
Yeah, I think so too. I think I'm getting lemon, maybe some tangerine, some light like orange peel, but it's definitely a bitter, citrusy situation.
McKellar, that was the last Pilsner.
Wow, that was a long time ago. Is that seriously the last time?
I think so. It had to have been.
Holy shit.
Definitely easy to drink, light carbonation. It's a nice summer beer. It's a nice, I feel like we say that about most beers, but it's honestly like a good...
Because we're drinking it in the summer. Yeah. No, but yeah, it is. I mean, because a Pilsner, we say this every time we drink a Pilsner, but it's like Pilsner, are you tailgating? Pilsner. Are you day drinking for any reason? Pilsner. Are you on a boat? Pilsner.
I'm on a boat. Yeah, exactly. It's a very easy, flavorful choice.
Yes. And it's not going to knock you over with the ABV. I don't know that I would want to crush it necessarily, but you could if necessary.
If you're in college.
If you're, backs against the wall.
You got that report due in an hour. You're like, I gotta get focused.
Yeah.
Beer makes you focus. It's kind of like pre-workout without all the jitters. But Steven, there's another review we need to talk about.
Oh, is there?
Yeah, there is. Our boy Superspak is back, and just like the first time he or she reviewed a beer, they just said the same thing over and over and over and over and over again. Mm-hmm. So I would like to read part of that and just let you guys know. Aromas of big lemon, cracker, white bread dough, lightly toasted biscuit, wood, pepper, and herbal, flory, grassy earthiness. Taste of lemon, cracker, white bread dough, lightly toasted biscuit, wood, pepper, and herbal, floral, grassy earthiness. He's doing it again, and you know what? It's my turn for a 30-second rant.
30-second rant.
Let it out, Gabe. Let it out.
Superspak, you can't keep doing this, dude. I understand you're a big fan of the copy and paste feature of your computer, but for God's sakes, you got to give legit reviews. Why are you always just copy and paste? Why can't you say something else? Why is your name Superspak? What does that stand for? Is it a username that you used on AIM back when you were 12 and you just never got rid of it? Like, you need to change it up. I know it says you're from Michigan. I don't know what kind of beers they have in Michigan, but you need to get your shit together, because these reviews are all the same and it gets boring and it gets annoying, and there are only 2 reviews for this beer and we had to use yours.
Damn, he went off. He got personal.
Woo!
Yeah. Gabe, listen, I don't even have anything to say. I've been down this road. It's a journey of acceptance with Superspak.
Now we're doing yoga.
You just gotta
journey of acceptance.
You gotta let Superspak into your life. You gotta just accept it. If you don't know what we're talking about, ladies and gentlemen, outside of the context Gabe gave you, I would advise you to go back and listen to the other episodes of the show, because clearly you're missed out on something, and I can't tell you when it happened last. But yeah, Superspak, listen, buddy, I don't know if you listen to this podcast. If you don't, that makes us like you less. He has a lot of reviews on Beer Advocate. I don't have the time or the energy to go through all of them and see if he does this every time.
I don't have the patience.
Apparently he lives in Michigan, and apparently he got into craft beer in May 2010.
He found the profile.
He had enjoyed Sam Adams before his real plunge into microbrews. Now he's trying tons of beers from around the world, and he has a very respectable cellar as well, and apparently a really good copy and paste button.
Good for you, I guess.
Buddy, I don't know what else to say. We're an inclusive show. We want everybody to feel welcome here, but we are calling you out.
Yes.
Because your reviews are really annoying. All right, let's steer this back to the brewery at hand.
Yes.
Stillwater. So their Pilsner, again, very drinkable and delicious. Just a big flavored, easy drinking, moderately carbonated, pleasant, solid summer beer, which leaves your mouth feeling clean, refreshed, delighted, and ready for plenty more.
Ready for summer, honestly. I feel like this is the beer you drink like as school is out, like okay, so what? Summer is technically the first day of summer is like the something week in June or something like that, like the second Monday. I don't know what it is. But I feel like this is the like, okay, it's the first day of summer, break out the Stillwater Pilsner. You know what I mean? Like it just feels, it doesn't necessarily scream summer. It screams, let's get the summer started.
It screams day drinking. It screams outdoor drinking. It does scream nice weather. You could drink this in the fall for sure. But it's a nice big flavored option. A nice beer that's gonna, not knock you over, but not compromise flavor at the same time.
Well, depending on who you are. I mean, if you can't handle your 5%ers.
If you're a lightweight, that's on you. Stillwater Artisanal, like we said, they started in 2010. So Brian Strumke, as we mentioned, he was this internationally renowned DJ.
Sorry.
Thanks. He came up with the idea of basically going crazy with beer styles. And he set up shop in his backyard. He was big on using herbs, spices, wild yeasts, all kinds of crazy stuff. And then after 5 years of that, sort of what he refers to as mad backyard science, he struck a deal with 12% Imports, which is an importer based in Brooklyn, New York, to produce and distribute the creations worldwide. So they consider themselves one of the world's first gypsy brewers. This is not the first time we've seen this. I don't even think it's the first one we've had on the show. But they were one of the first ones to kind of come up with this business model. And as we said, neither Brian nor Stillwater own their own facility. They use excess capacity at existing breweries to produce their work.
Now, what's really cool is if you go to the website Stillwater Artisanal, you'll be able to see where you can find the beer. They're in many states. The list goes on and on. But, Steven, I have some bad news.
What's that?
There's one state that they're not in.
Oh, let me guess.
Montana!
Yeah, because it's not a good state.
Oh, my God. Yeah, they're not in Montana. Maybe this podcast will get them to distribute to our good friends, wink, wink, in Montana. But, they're available internationally as well.
They're in 3 different places in Massachusetts.
But they're not Montana.
But not any in Montana. The thing is, I was counting the states because I wanted to see how many states they were in, and they're like all broken up by different sections.
Right, yeah.
And then I got the number, and I was like, oh, shit, Massachusetts is on here 3 times.
I need to recount.
That screws up the number. I got to recount, but I double-checked, and you know what's not on there any times at all?
What?
Montana! Yeah, I double-checked.
Our goal is to play that 4 times each episode. Internationally, they are in the UK, China, Australia, Hong Kong, Singapore, Japan, Korea, Canada. Go Raptors. They are everywhere, and it's really, really awesome to see because, the gypsy method, as I'm calling it. You go to a brewery, you build a beer, you make a beer here. You go to a brewery, you make a beer here. He can distribute to all areas of life, and so everyone can get their hands on it.
And the added benefit of that is that you have beers that are brewed. This is why this brewery really reminds me of Collective Arts, not only in the artwork, but also Collective Arts does this as well. And that's why a lot of the beer you're able to get your hands on was brewed really locally to where you are, even though you're drinking a brewery that's based somewhere else, or in this case, based nowhere. Right. They're like the cloud.
Yeah.
They're like the cloud
iPhones.
for Apple.
Yeah, exactly. You do have to kind of look at the fine print sometimes because it'll have brewed by this, but the base of it is Stillwater Artisanal. I know we were looking on the site, looking at other beers, it was kind of like brewed by this brewery, but at the end of the day, it's the foundation is Stillwater.
Yeah, I mean, ours has brewed and canned by Stillwater Artisanal in North Haven, Connecticut. They are not at all based in North Haven, Connecticut. And it also has distributed by 12%, which is based in Mount Vernon, New York, as well as other places across the globe. But so check your cans, and whatever is available to you, depending on where you live, from Stillwater is probably different from what's available to us, unless you live in this state as well.
Within its first year, Stillwater was ranked number 2 in the best new brewers in the world category by international beer rating resource ratebeer.com. As we said, the beer is now distributed in more than 40 states, as well as all those international places. Beer Advocate magazine once stated, Stillwater is a vehicle for unconventional thinking, a statement Brian proves true with the constant evolution of the brand, because they want to always expand the ideas and they want to push the boundaries each and every day. They take beer styles and they remix them in a way. You know, they take a beer from scratch and they make something, or they take the style and they say, okay, let's take this. What spin can we put on it? And, you know, you're seeing a lot of breweries do that, but this one is special in a way.
They have a lot of crazy brews. And when I look at their website, I see a ton of stuff and I kind of go, a lot of this I'll never, ever have because it's probably not brewed anywhere near me. But they have one, as you said, best new brewers in the world from ratebeer.com in 2011. They won the top 100 brewers in the world 2011, 2012, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. As of the time they published that on their website, maybe more. Best brewery in Maryland several years in a row. Best beer restaurant in the region several years in a row. They have lists of accolades that go on, and they're getting a lot of attention for their fun and some would argue wacky creations. This one isn't one of them, but, you know, it's a solid Pilsner.
And with the wacky creations comes quote unquote wacky artwork. After the distribution deal with the 12% imports, Brian reached out to a childhood friend who is an esteemed tattoo artist. His name is Lee Verzosa. They helped create an aesthetic they refer to as old world psychedelic, incorporating elements of digital collage, tattoo, illustration, and photography to represent all of the ideas and emotions of not only the beer, but the brand themselves. And then further down the line, Brian met and started collaborating with design artist Michael Van Hall on a series that would eventually take the brand in a completely different direction and change the perception. So if you go to their site, as we mentioned, you'll see all the brews. And you'll see all the artwork that comes with each one. And they are all very different, all very unique, all very eye-catching. And, you know, I'm a fan.
And as delightful as this Pilsner is, I feel like it is, like I said, I feel like it's one of the more basic options that Stillwater has to offer. I am excited to try some of the crazy shit.
Right, because if this Pilsner is their quote-unquote basic one, it's already like...
It is really good.
It's up there, so I can only imagine what else...
You don't have to imagine.
Exactly.
Because we have another beer to drink.
Oh boy, I'm ready for it. I told you the second we grabbed it, I said, oh man. Oh man.
So what are we waiting for? Okay, let's go get it.
I can't think of anything.
All right, let's do it then. Oh heavens, I'm so excited for this.
Okay, this next one, this guy is called This Is Not a Test 006. It is a Nitro Mocha Cappuccino Stout brewed with coffee, cocoa, vanilla, and milk sugar.
Sheesh.
Oh
Now,
my God.
Before we even get into it, because I'm really excited to talk about everything I'm seeing right now, but I should mention this is part of their This Is Not a Test, or This Is Only a Test series. It's an experimental series that they do, also known as their quote-unquote From the Lab series. Like you said, this is the 006, or the sixth version. Number 1 was a tangerine double IPA. Number 2 was a dry hopped sour ale with muscat grape. Number 3 was an imperial stout with Cabernet Sauvignon grapes aged on French oak. Number 4 is a sparkling rosé ale brewed with Cabernet Franc grapes. Number 5 is an imperial stout brewed with ginger, chili peppers, and peppercorns. Relax, Gabe. Don't worry. It's gone now.
Where has this brewery been all my life? Where has this beer been all my life?
But now we have this, and it's small batch stuff, it's experimental stuff, and you may not be able to get it anywhere. It's sort of a one-time brew situation, and we have it in front of us.
This beer is clocking in at a fun 8%. On the SRM chart, we're looking at a jet black beer. So, 39.40.
Yep.
Beer Advocate has yet to review it. Untapped gave it a 3.66, which seems low. I don't know. So we aren't going to waste any time because if you remember the title of this beer, Nitro Mocha Cappuccino Stout brewed with coffee, cocoa, vanilla, and milk sugar. Oh my God, that's complex.
Well, here's the deal. We poured it, and I just
There are instructions.
There are instructions, but it's a nitro pour, so it looks like a Guinness. It pours like a Guinness. You pour it into the glass. You have to pour it, aggressively into the glass. There's no capsule or anything. It's not carbonated like that. But when you pour it, it does what a Guinness does. It pours into the glass with seemingly little foam or head, and then the foam cascades up the side of the glass and settles into this nice pillow of foam head, which just sits in the glass. I mean, it is just not going anywhere. That's beautiful.
That's there to stay.
I love it.
Wow.
I'm very excited about it. It is, but unlike a Guinness, it's got milk sugar and it's 8% and it's a cappuccino stout. And can we just drink it now?
Yes.
Okay.
Let's smell it.
So.
Okay. Everything. The title follows the nose. Everything we mentioned is, essentially what you're getting.
This smells like tiramisu.
It does.
Vanilla, cappuccino, milk, chocolate, coffee, espresso.
Your tiny neighborhood coffee shop in New York City. That's honestly what I'm getting. This is not Starbucks or Dunkin'. This is local little coffee shop. Take a number, we'll come to your table, deliver. You know what I mean?
This is it's like, tiramisu. It's like it's like espresso soaked, kind of boozy, like ladyfinger. That's what I get off it.
I'm also getting chocolate ganache.
Mm-hmm.
Off the nose.
Yeah, like dense chocolate. Good morning. I feel like I just had my morning coffee.
It's interesting. It's pretty simple. It's complex in all of the ingredients and in the way it's made, but it's not complicated in your mouth. You know what I mean? It's not like, okay, there's this flavor, that flavor, they're coinciding, this, that. It's just very straightforward in a way.
Yeah, I think that on the nose, you get so many different things. You get vanilla. You get all this stuff happening. It's just sort of dancing across your nose.
Yeah.
And then when you take a sip, it is kind of like sipping a Guinness. It's that nitro carbonation. It's very smooth. It's very creamy.
Yeah.
And it's very soft in the flavors. I mean, they're still there. Like it's exploding with layers of flavor to me.
I will say, though, when I first read about this beer, I was a little nervous because I thought, once we taste it, there's going to be so much going on. There's going to be too much going on. And I feel like it's not with the taste. With the smell, it's like, okay, there's this, there's that, there's this, there's that. With the taste, it's pretty simple in the best way. And simple is not the right word. Please, understand where I'm coming from. I don't mean simple. I just mean straightforward, like stout, like you said, Guinness, like that family.
It's cleaner than you expect. I mean, Here's the thing. When you drink a Guinness, you expect it to be like roasted chocolate, coffee, and you drink the Guinness and you're kind of like, that kind of tastes like water. This doesn't taste like water at all. But I think that element of the nitro carbonation and stuff is there. It does sort of tamp down the flavor a little bit. Now, that said, I am getting espresso. I am getting bourbon. I am getting chocolate. I am getting roasted malt, deeply roasted malt. I'm getting a lot of flavor.
I love that roasted malt.
And the milk sugar, the sweetness is definitely there and lingers. Like in your mouth, like right now, I feel like I just drank some milk. Like
I'm not tasting as much vanilla as I thought I would. It's more on the nose.
I get more on the nose than I do.
Yeah, I was expecting a little more vanilla to kind of be the back end aftertaste after the chocolate and coffee and all those flavors.
And it is to me. I mean, I have a lingering vanilla and a little bit of milk sugar left, and
I'm feeling some type of way.
I was just going to say, this is dangerous because you don't taste the booze and you just want to keep tasting it and be like, what's that? What's that? What's that? And it's 8%.
To quote a very, very professional review I read online, this beer is quote unquote smooth as fuck.
Thank you. And that is how you review a beer, Superspak. That's how we do it.
Thank you. whoever that was.
It's really good though. I really like it because I think that all the stuff we got off the nose, as exciting as it was, if all of that happened in my mouth at once,
that's what I'm saying. You wouldn't. I feel like you'd be like, I don't know where to look.
Be like, oh boy, there's a lot happening.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like it's very easy to taste it. When you smell it, that's where you go, okay, I'm getting this, I'm getting that, I'm getting that. And when you taste it, you know, I don't necessarily want that in a taste because there'll be too much going on, and like this is like the perfect party in your mouth. You know what I mean?
Yes, and the pour of the beer is a party in and of itself. Pouring it, watching it cascade along the sides of the glass, and watching it settle into that. Like honestly, you don't even have to drink it. Just pour it for people. And this is a collaboration with Oliver Brewing Company. We should mention that. So this was brewed and canned by them. And in all fairness, this is kind of old. So true. It's an old beer, and they may have an 07 out by now. I'm not sure if they did one this year. But this is kind of old. So that may be one of the reasons why you're getting a little bit tamped down flavor. Maybe not. I don't know. Stouts tend to age better. That's why I wasn't afraid of buying this. Like, stouts. We try to drink beer on the show that's as fresh as possible. But that said, we aren't. We're sticklers for freshness. We're not stickler. We don't go crazy about it.
Yeah, absolutely. As far as other beers you can find on the site, I mean, there's just way too many to name, but I mean, they have all sorts of styles in all different categories. I mean, we're looking at, stateside Saison, their autumnal amber farmhouse ale, which sounds very interesting to me. We've got a classique postmodern beer, which is a 4.5%er. I mean, they have literally everything, and the list just goes on, and they've got commissioned works, imports and occasionals. They've got collaborations and all different sorts of stuff. And you can find some of the other, this is only a test. They've got the 1 and 2. They don't give a full description of it. They just say, this is only a test. 1 is just the Tangerine Double IPA. And for the description, it just says disguised test batch of a soon to be debuted brew. So, I mean, they don't surprise you too soon.
In fairness, I think their website is pretty old too.
Correct, but I mean, you will find many other things and where to find the beers.
But if you look on their social media, their Facebooks, their Instagrams, you can find beers that they're releasing now. One of their recently released offerings was the All Together, which they brewed in April. It was a collaboration beer that was brewed to support hospitality and essential workers. So that was available. They also had
oh boy,
one of the weirdest beers I've ever heard of. Honestly, we should bump it up and put it in This Week in Gross, my new weekly segment. Okay,
you thought mustard was bad.
Yeah.
Hold on.
They Stillwater, and we say this with all the love because Stillwater has amazing beers.
Yes, but we
you know what? You be the judge.
Yeah.
We're not. We haven't tried the beer. I don't know anything about it. You decide if this is for you. But they teamed up with Evil Twin Brewery out of New York, to create the Surf and Turf, which is a collaboration beer, or actually it's 2 beers. One is the Surf, one is the Turf.
Oh God.
The Surf is an imperial goza brewed with shrimp, lobster, lemon, and sea salt. And the Turf is an imperial stout brewed with dry aged beef. Now,
oh God.
Not only does this sound very expensive and like a huge waste of premium meat and seafood, but I didn't even know you can make a goza imperial. Gozas are usually like 4% alcohol. How do you make an imperial goza?
How do you make a goza with seafood? What are you doing? But hey, maybe it's a showstopper.
Maybe it's great. I don't know. We don't know.
If we're gonna drink the mustard beer, we've got to drink this. I would honestly be interested in that.
Yeah, I would happily choke down a mustard beer before I drank one with lobster in it.
I don't know.
I'll drink anything once, but
Yeah, I mean, we should at least try it if we ever get our hands on it. I mean, we're not going to go out looking for it, but if someone just handed it to me and said, this is in your property now, I'd be like, well, I'm interested. And, maybe I will, get rid of it to save humankind. But
if they put ghost peppers in it, you'd like it, though.
no, I would not. I wouldn't like it. Because I don't believe in drinking liquid fire, as previously mentioned on our Two Roads episode, Area 2 episode.
No, that was Two Roads.
Sorry, Two Roads. I've been drinking. So, yeah. So Stillwater, as we mentioned, they've got some really great, really different, interesting remixes, so to speak, with their stuff. Stillwater Artisanal.
If you can find your way to the This Is Not a Test number 6, which, as I said, it's old. I don't even know if they're still brewing this.
God, I hope so.
But if you can find your way to it, it doesn't even matter if the beer is good to you. It doesn't even matter if you like it. Just buy it to pour it and watch it fall into the glass. That's the main event of the beer. Everything else is just gravy, and it is really good.
It's artwork. It's, pour it, take a boomerang for your Instagram.
Yeah.
Followers on followers.
We should do that. Can we do that? I don't know how that works, but
we have more of this. We bought a 4-pack, so I'm down.
It's the pour is an experience. The lacing in the glass, I mean, I don't even want to call it lacing. It's blanketing. It sticks all over look at that.
It's a tan head that sits on top of the beer. Steven, we have each drinking half of the beers and in our glasses.
Good decisions.
Because we make good decisions, but the head is still there, which is crazy.
And look what it's doing to the glass. It's not even lacing. It's just like
it's kissing the glass.
Surfacing. Yeah, it's crazy. And gotta love a beer poured on nitro. And to quote that infamous beer reviewer, it is smooth as fuck.
Imperial stout brewed with dry aged beef.
Okay.
What kind of beef? Like bison? Like a pork, pig, like pork butt? No. Like, what are we doing here?
Beef.
Like a cow?
Yes.
You put a cow in beer?
No, yes.
Oh my God. No, I'm just being dramatic. It's not for me, but.
Beef is not pork.
I know. I'm just naming different meats. I'm just thinking of Iron Chef America and just naming different meats. Imagine having a bacon beer. That actually might be all right.
I'm pretty sure that's been done. Yeah.
Sausage beer.
We could be the first on that. The Toronto Raptors beer.
No.
I'm just helping you invent a beer on today's episode.
Not with meat. We'll save that for the professionals.
All right. Before we go, we have to briefly mention a fun topic of the week, and this one comes to us from America's most trusted name in news.
Oh boy,
CNN.
Woo!
Now, I get a lot of my news from CNN, like many of our listeners, and you can imagine my surprise on a Saturday afternoon. It was a weekend. It was the weekend.
You're supposed to be relaxing.
Everyone's chilling. Everyone's like, and what rolls across my phone?
CNN said, "Hey, we got a story for you."
CNN alerted me to this. This isn't a story.
Yeah, you didn't go searching for this.
This popped up on my locked phone screen. Okay. CNN felt they needed to send a push notification and stop me from whatever I was doing to let me know that human sperm roll like, quote, playful otters as they swim, contradicting centuries-old beliefs.
You get that, America?
Playful otters
as they swim.
All right, so this story comes across, and I mean, it's not so much the story is probably interesting scientifically if you're into sperm, but it's just the language they choose to use. So they go into the guy who first found sperm. They said that this guy, Antony van Leeuwenhoek, something like that, had made some kind of groundbreaking achievement. And then after that, he, quote, decided to look at his ejaculate. Space. Definitely not an accident. space, and discovered tiny wiggling creatures with tails he dubbed animalcules. Now, I just want to point out that CNN, America's most trusted name in news, felt the need to point out that it was definitely not an accident that Anthony found sperm.
That makes it worse.
In his ejaculate.
Oh my God. What is this guy doing?
All right, so...
Oh boy, you got nothing better to do?
Now, this guy wrote about his discovery, which... honestly, in and of itself, takes guts. And he said the tail of a man's sperm, he added, lashes with a snake-like movement.
Oh my God.
Which is very aggressive.
Am I right?
After saying that that they move their tails like an eel swimming in water. Well, scientists have spent a lot of time staring at sperm over the years and, quote, Hermes Gadella, the guy who was the author of the study that we're now looking at, he says sperm are very cheeky little creatures.
Aren't they?
British. And they basically found out, long story short, we're not going to read this whole article to you, but the bottom line is they swirl while they swim like otters. And I don't know why the analogy is necessary. You could just say they corkscrew while they swim, and we all have an image in our head. I don't need to picture otters and sperm.
I'm not picturing otters and sperm. I'm just like, what the hell do otters do now? Like, have I been sleeping on otters?
You don't know how otters swim?
I mean, I do, but like, I don't.
Have you ever been to a zoo, dude?
No.
Have you ever been to an aquarium? That's the otters are the best part. What are you talking about? I've never
specifically stared at the otter being like, wow, look at the way.
Why not?
I mean, otters are adorable. I've seen a lot of video. Apparently,
otters are the greatest.
Apparently, when otters are very happy, they wag their tails like dogs do. And
like so, sperm?
Like sperm do. They wag their tails and they go all excited to see you. That's disgusting.
The otters are the best part of the zoo. Every other animal is just sitting there not doing anything. Like elephant, I came here to see you. Stomp around. Flap your ears. Do something.
Well,
nothing.
I mean,
but you go to the otter cage, though they are always sliding down the slide.
That's true. They're having fun.
They use the shit. Like when I see the monkey cage, like I get it. You're kind of in prison, but at least they gave you stuff. Like they gave you swings. Have you ever been to the zoo and seen the monkey like hanging? No.
No, because they're like, get me out of here.
Yeah, they want to.
As much as I love animals and seeing them in zoos, yeah, they don't look too happy. But back to the sperm.
Sperm. Okay.
They're cheeky little buggers.
They're cheeky little buggers.
British.
Apparently, this is a really important discovery because the rolling motion may hide some subtle aspects about the health of the sperm and how well it can travel quickly. And these are all very hypothetical questions. But again, this same author, Hermes Gadella, said what they hope is that more scientists and fertility experts will become interested and ask, okay, how does this influence infertility? And this is important. We don't mean to demean the importance of the work they are doing. However, CNN.
However, it's funny as hell.
I need you to take a look at the definition of breaking news. Like, listen, if there's an earthquake in my neighborhood, push notification.
I need to know.
If sperm corkscrew, let me look that up on my own.
Hey, sperm.
That goes in the you've learned this for yourself category.
We're sitting there watching TV, just hanging out, and all of a sudden your phone lights up and it's like, pause this. Hold on. I need to read about this.
I'm just trying to enjoy my Saturday. Now I got to know how sperm swim. I didn't ask for that.
That was the universe saying, Steven, you needed this.
No, that was CNN telling me that they think I needed that.
Also, yes.
What that was CNN telling me they have nothing better to do with their time or their money, and I would like to know why.
You think Andrew Cuomo would want to talk about sperm?
You know what? Andrew Cuomo is welcome to say. He has an hour of television every night, and he can talk about anything he wants.
Good for him.
Just don't put it on my phone. That's all I'm saying. Again, CNN.
However,
listen.
you can't lie. You can't sit there and act like this wasn't an amazing little gift we got.
No, it was.
It kind of was.
It was. I'm just saying, like, this is a thing with me. I'm like, look, if Joe Biden announced his running mate,
That's breaking news.
Tell me. I want to know.
Who it be?
Yeah. If we kill Osama bin Laden again. Tell me. Again. I would like to know, and I'd have a few questions.
We kill his ghost.
Yes.
Yeah.
I definitely need to know that. If sperm corkscrew while they swim, save that for when that goes in the...
That's I feel like this story is one of those articles that are on the side. Like you go to look up something and you're reading about it and it's like things you might like.
Exactly.
It's on the side.
Yes. You have to see it and go, what? And
sperm, otters.
Yes.
And you're like, what the hell is that?
Okay, this is the equivalent of to me, our push notification on your phone is like me texting you. Like if I have a need when I haven't seen you in 3 months to send you a text and be like, hey man, I need you to know this. That's what a push notification is. And this goes in the category of maybe a casual mention next time we see each other. I don't need you to interrupt my day with this. That's all I'm saying.
However, let me say this.
Yeah.
If I'm just going about my day, we were not texting the day. I'm just doing my thing. You're doing your thing. And out of nowhere, I see that Steven texts me and I open it. And the first thing is, sperm swim like otters as you were. I'd probably laugh, cry from how hard I'm laughing, read about it, take a breath, and then call you and go, what? Please explain. So it wouldn't be the worst thing. It would probably be pretty freaking hilarious.
That's fair. And in fairness, I did text this to all of my friends as soon as it came across.
Of course, because why wouldn't you? Because everyone needs to know this.
Guys, thank you for joining us for another round of the hop, Gabe and Steven. And we're going to leave you on that spermy note. You can follow the show at the HO Podcast on all the things. Please follow us on social media. Send us your likes, subscribe to the show, and send us your reviews on Apple Podcasts. It helps the show and helps us make the show better for you. And a better show for you is just better for you. So why wouldn't you do that?
We love you guys. We'll see you guys here next Thursday for another great round. Have a good one. Peace out.
Cheers.